Thank you, Jeff, for that introduction. It's an honor and a privilege to be here with all of you. I'd like to thank Greg Klemp for housing us here and hosting us with a fine meal. Would like to thank the media for your support and effort in coming here. You know, we're here to announce a facility, and as an alumni, as a former team player, and as the coach, it's more than a facility. It's more than a slab. It's more than a roof. It's commitment, it's generosity, it's work, and it's community. And to start off with that commitment, it starts at the top. Dr. Savoie, we've all seen him over the last decade, the commitment that he has had to this university to start with, then the athletic department, and the commitment he has to these coaches and student athletes is unbelievable. So this would not be possible without commitment. Second, we see commitment from Scott Farmer. Scott Farmer came in here little shy of a decade as well. His commitment, you know, he didn't come in here to be an athletic director. He came in here to be a director of athletics. Started with the master's facility plan, RCAF, leadership. Without our director of athletics commitment to his student athletes and coaches, this would not be possible. Thank you very much. The commitment of the RCAF. We have two chairs here, Mr. Robert Daigle and Mr. Wayne Elmore. I owe you a trip in a van, by the way, which you have not, I guess I'm committed to that.
My game is really bad right
Well, maybe, Mr. Elmore, since that van trip has expired, maybe we talk to Cliff about getting an inaugural lesson in one of these hitting bays. But your commitment, thank you. Thank you to your commitment to the RCAF. Thank you to the commitment to this project. Secondly, so we say commitment, then generosity. 15 months or so ago, sat in the grill here with Jeff D'Amico, Mr. Brad Mosing, and Cliff Wagner, discussing the possibility of what a facility could do to our program. And followed by his generosity, came in his father, and had the pleasure of sitting down with both Mr. Brad and Mr. Don at Mr. Don's home, and having my father here in the audience. Very inspiring to see at that stage of life, to see a father and son's relationship was truly inspiring to me. And I want to thank both of you, not only for your generosity, but for sharing that moment with me. So thank you. Generosity, our founding members. What I've always dreamt of having like Coach Farmer referenced, the V Club. 9 years ago when started, I always dreamt and had a vision of what could possibly happen. And in this economic time, started back in March, you know, we can't hide from it. This community thrives on an industry that's struggling at the current stage. And when this Vermilion Links board got together and hustled and recruited people that were struggling with knowing if they would have a job. And 56, if I'm not mistaken, founding members stepped up and made sure that Mr. Mosing's generosity would come to fruition. So a huge thanks to that generosity. Hard work. We see commitment, and without commitment follows generosity, but with that generosity comes hard work. Joe alluded earlier to the foundation. This was a puzzle, and it wasn't an easy jigsaw puzzle to put together. And Julie Falgu and Reed Andrus at the foundation did a tremendous job figuring out the uniqueness of a state budget, of a foundation, and of a nonprofit private club to merge those together in the best manner. So tremendous thanks to Julie. I know she's not here, but hopefully she'll have the access to see this, but thanks to the foundation. You mentioned father and son. My father's here, seeing these two father and sons. Joe Giglio and his father, I can tell you this, class act gentlemen. And your commitment and your hard work, Joe called me on vacation. He was on vacation at the beach, and he called me, and he says, "Coach, I got a question for you." He says, "But my wife," I said, "Joe, you're on vacation. What are you doing?" He says, "Well, I told my wife I would work 60 minutes a day on vacation, no more." He says, "You've taken 3 minutes of my 60 minutes. Here's my question. Please answer it." But Joe, like I said, class act to your father as well, both of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, I referenced 15 months ago that Mr. Mosing, Mr. Wagner, and Mr. D'Amico and I sat in the grill. And by no means do I want this to be interpreted as me feeling sorry for myself, because I do not. But as the one golf coach here, you can kind of feel like you're on an island at times. And no man deserves to be an island. And so I immediately called Stephanie and asked for her help. And had she not answered that phone, I think I would have had to call Heather Mathatus and get a volleyball and put it in my office and be similar to Tom Hanks on Castaway and drawing smiley faces, because I would have gone absolutely crazy. But Stephanie, your hard work, Gerald Hebert, your hard work, Danica, your hard work is overwhelmingly gracious to have it, shot in the arm, and very thankful to have you three in what you have done. Hard work. We have a board of eight former players, not totally former players. One actually didn't even graduate from here and jumped on board. But the Vermilion Links board, the president, David Church, Matt Smith is here, Paul Jones, Jeff D'Amico, John Mendel. We have Ryan Hagel, who is absent, and Matt Trevino out in Kerrville, Texas. Your hard work and vision and effort and countless hours and excitement, the most overwhelming thing to me with you guys is that your heart's in the right place, and your heart is to see the betterment of these young men, and I thank you. Lastly, community. We see Oakbourne opening up the doors graciously, beyond gracious. The membership here, I'm extremely thankful. As Joe mentioned, it was almost unanimously in support, and that's important for our athletes. That's important. We saw the Ryder Cup. We saw the U.S. hasn't won since 2008. 2 years ago, they established a task force, established a body of people to encourage, to help, to give wisdom to the U.S. Ryder Cup team. I don't know if you watched it this weekend, but it was one heck of a show. 17-11, United States unanimously victorious. Now, over the last 10 years, U.S. has always had the better players, but they never got the job done. This task force that we saw is the prime reason that this team played as a family. Seeing this with Oakbourne, with the Vermilion Links, that's our task force. And I'm extremely grateful and extremely excited to see where that task force will take this program in the future. Lastly, there's 4 people that I could not possibly be here without. And one is my Heavenly Father, God. 2 would be my parents. And lastly, my beautiful wife. Thank you. I wouldn't be the person I am today, wouldn't have this opportunity if it wasn't for the 4 of you. So thank you. Didn't plan on getting that way, by the way. So I guess that could segue into opening any questions that the media might have.
To have this new home, you were a player and a coach. What does this really mean to you personally to have finally a home to hang your hat on?
Oh, it's incredible. I remembered living, as you drive out, my junior and senior year, I lived in those apartments and would sneak over before the members showed up and get kicked out of here by Cliff. Just joking. No, but no, it's a tremendous honor. I've said it from the beginning that as an alumni, this is the place I'm coaching, and it doesn't just mean making players better golfers. It's the total package of this whole program, and And I feel strongly that we have made strides in getting better, and there's not a doubt in my mind that this building will elevate us to a whole nother level.
Now that facilities can't be used as an excuse, when can we expect an NCAA tournament?
Schultze, yes. This year, before it's completed, we expect to play in the NCAA tournament. By the way, I didn't bring your hat. I apologize.
I'm weird.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.